What's going on, my gamers, my friends? Oh, I've been gone way too long, man. Way too long. We're killing it. I couldn't be away this long. I had a crazy weekend. I haven't done one of these in forever. I'm going to put this as my new Patreon goal. What's up? What's going on, Chris, Damon? What's up, So Bro Dames? Pat, Eagle, Jay, Chris, John. You guys, have I missed anybody? How are you guys doing out there? Good morning to you guys. It's like 11. It's almost noon, but I started a little late this morning. I really wanted to get done earlier, but I had a lot of stories. I wanted to get some interesting topics for you guys this morning. I didn't want to be like a lame duck. I don't like to be that kind of entertainer for you guys. I like to give you topics we can all talk about and have a good time. Of course, we're going to talk about Star Citizen. You know we are. 2 or 3 topics. What's going on, Buzz? Hey, Anarchy. Good to see you guys. What's up, Halo? Yeah, that is royalty free. Maybe I should link that in the Discord. By the way, if you guys aren't in the Discord, go check it out. Great family. Love you guys. I was catching up. There was some heat. There was some heat going on our Discord, man. Invisible and Fetson got into some like little bit of like a drama fest or something. Like, so I had to go in there and clean it up. I never like to do that type of work. Like delete. It's too much. It's too much. I don't like it. Everybody get along. Stop it. Come back here. I'm like, come on, kids. Everybody get along. I got to do that every once in a while. It's just not fun for me. I don't like to do that. But anyway, I will tell you something that was fun for me over the weekend, chilling out at Christy's house. I had a good time. Hadn't seen her in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. She was very upset at me. I didn't see her on Valentine's Day. She was upset at me. I was sick during Valentine's Day. Devin and I are getting over some plague, some coronavirus. No, I don't know. It felt like corona or something, man. But I'm feeling better. I had a full, like, Kenny Loggins beard. I wanted to, like, prop up the Kenny Loggins beard for everybody on today's stream, but I was like, I can't deal with it. I was itching. It didn't feel right. But I had a full beard going on with hair and everything. Well, where the hair comes in. And I was like, maybe I should just go on stream and be like, crazy lumberjack for everybody today. Yeah, your messages always disappear, Damon. I just want you to know that. Oh my God. So I want to talk a little bit about today. We're gonna go over some Star Citizen topics. I got a poll that I want you guys to take on my community tab. First off, I'll get back to Erad's channel. We got this on display because I want to talk about the podcast that Erad and I did on Patreon, which was awesome. In regards to Star Citizen, it was really, really good. Is the audio not good? Is the audio not good for you guys? Sorry. Check. Buzz saying, is it little tinny and blown out for anyone else? Oh my God. That's not good. Oh, Jay says not me. Okay, Buzz, check your speakers, bro. Check your drivers. Something's going on. I should have a very beautiful bassy voice like Markiplier or perhaps Obsidian Ant. Perhaps an Obsidian Ant voice this morning. Which we are going to talk about so much today. There's literally too much today that I have to get to. It's ridiculous. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, I saw this is a little bit of old news here, but apparently Call of Duty is going to have 200 people in the battle royale. So it made me start thinking about Star Citizen in regards to the amount of people that we want playing, on per server and cap. So go over to my community channel. I've got a poll right now going on here. Let me read it for everybody. I want you guys to get involved. It's let me read it if I can here. Let's do this right now. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's so nice. Transitions it's looking good. Like, it's getting very professional here on the channel. If you haven't been noticing lately, the transitions and everything, the music, the intros, thanks to Anarchy and helping me out with the intros, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good here. Here's the poll I want you guys to take on the community tab. Go, if you guys have not bookmarked DG360 yet, why not? Do it. Just do it. And I want you guys to get involved in this poll. We're going to go over one from last week, all the comments on that one. And I really was interested in what you guys think about this. It came to mind when I read the news about Call of Duty having a 200 player cap. like 200 players on a BR. That's pretty awesome. So I was thinking to myself, like, and I said, when it comes to the player cap on Star Citizen servers, keeping in mind that the overall goal for SIG is to give us as many players as possible to log in and share the same experiences as possible, how many players would you like to see in the verse sharing the same experience with you? I know this is highly dependent upon the server tech currently being worked on, so let's not get into that. I don't want people telling me about all the technical issues. I already understand them. I've researched them. Don't tell me what I already know. I want to hear how many people you want to play with. Like, how many people would be the best number for you? We will go over this poll in a future stream in your comments as well. Thank you for your participation, citizens. And here's your choices. I'm fine with what we have at the moment, 50 to 60 players per server. I'm looking for at least 100 to 300 players to make me happy, at least 500 players to have any type of meaningful fleet battles. We'll definitely need 1,000 plus players for the verse to feel alive. And then I said a limitless experience requires a limitless number of players. So those are your options. Please go over there right now. Go vote on those. I think that is to me, pretty interesting topic, and I wanted to see what your guys' comments were in regards to the amount of players you think would be like the prime sweet spot, the cherry on the sundae for you guys when you're playing Star Citizen. I think that you guys will find that, as Damon says, when you take DG's polls, you'll like it. Do I have multiple polls? I said polls. Sorry about that. Yes, I do. I'm not human, by the way. There are multiple ones, and I have a great time with both of them. So yeah, check that out. Now, on to an interesting topic. Let us get professional. All right, guys, the Eradicator. You guys know who the Eradicator is. If you don't, go over to his channel. He's linked on my own channel here, and he decided to post a little bit of our conversation with persistence in Star Citizen, which we had on our podcast. By the way, Patreon members who push join can listen to the full 1 hour podcast that I had with the Eradicator. It was a really fun time for me. I always love talking to him because he's just a super nice dude. And we always chill. We always have fun, even when we disagree. And this particular topic we disagreed on. And I wanted to play a little bit of for you guys. I don't think he'll mind because this is part of my podcast and he's posted on his channel. It only has about 1,000 views, but I wanted you guys to get a little snippet of what our podcast, or what the DG360 podcast is about. What's up, Erad? I don't think Erad will mind. Erad, I wanted to play a little bit of the podcast that we are on here. Do you mind if I click into your video, bud? We're going to talk about the persistence kind of factor when it comes to Star Citizen. I'm pretty sure he'll be fine with it. If you're not, you can trash talk me on your next video, dude. But I wanted other people to hear about this because I really thought this was a really interesting portion of the podcast. I wanted to play it for people that aren't caught up to speed on DG360, or for those that aren't caught up with what the Eradicator and I were talking about in terms of like persistence with Star Citizen. He's got a great poll on his channel as well. We'll go over there and we'll vote on that as well in the community. I think that's fine. Erad says, cool, go ahead. We're gonna play. I want to play a majority of this because I want to hear what you guys think. I'll get out of the shot here and let's just play this and let's hear what Erad has to say.
Here's a name I can say from the Eradicator.
Hello and welcome to this channel. Today we have a very special video because, as you may know, last week I joined DG360's podcast and we were able to talk about a great number of things here, including long-term persistence. We had a very interesting debate. DG allowed me to share one of the topics that we had together in his postcap in this channel, so that's what we're gonna do right here. We're gonna talk about long-term persistence, what he thinks, what I think, and then we'll have a little community vote in the community tab to see who you think is right and who you think is wrong. So here we go. Let's get started right here.
How often are they going to reset the wallet
until the next exploit?
Right. And that's what I'm saying is like, how valid is this data coming from us saying that our wallet amount, our credit, our balance is going to persist? Is it just is it just
It's a PR
bullshit
stunt.
or yeah, exactly.
course it
That's what I'm kind of getting at is like, when it comes down to it, like, is it really persistence if literally like we're just going to hit the next exploit and they're going to start the whole thing over again anyway?
It's persistence if there is no exploit.
And there's an exploit almost every patch anyway. So it's basically like, what's the point of that? I saw that in Star Citizen Leaks. I put it out there. I was really excited about it. And that's kind of what I'm getting to is like after me putting that information out on the channel, I thought about it. I'm like, wait a second, this isn't that great because we're gonna hit the next patch. There's gonna be the exploit, and we're gonna start over again. It's not like it's gonna continue to like go through these patches. Like, okay, now we're at 3.8.3, 3.8.4. God only knows how many like till we hit 3.9.
Well,
it's getting quite ridiculous.
It's just they are saying we have the ability to do it. But it depends on.
But
it depends on factors that are not that don't depend on us.
I got so many thoughts in my head. There has to be some type of persistence to the actual balance carrying forward through patches, so that people want to continue to log in and they feel like their work doesn't get erased.
No. I think that people. I'm sorry to stop you here, DJ.
That's okay. Okay.
Already, I think that already this state of mind is wrong.
Okay, tell me why.
Because.
Let me just say, this is why I love the Eradicator. I'm stopping this right now. We had an hour-long talk on our podcast. This is one of the many topics. A lot of times Erad and I agree on things, but when we disagree, I love this. Like the disagreements are really civil. We're very open-minded. We listen to each other's arguments when we go about this. One of the reasons I really love the Eradicator is he's very open and he listens, and so do I. And the exchange that we have here is, to me, a very important exchange because it talks. Okay, enough of me. I'm getting out of this because this is too interesting for me. I actually find this fascinating to listen to because I've digested this a few times and I've kind of gone back and forth on this. So I'm shutting up. Let's continue.
Because, and I hate to say that, this is something.
Tell me. I love it. I love it.
Because this is alpha, man.
Right, and that's what I was getting to. The argument is exactly what, as you state. Like, people say, "Wait a second, this game's in test mode. Like, we're in alpha." But here's my counter argument to that argument, and that is that if we want the game to be successful, we do want people to like continue to log into the game. It is an alpha. It is test. It is in test mode. I get it. You're right. But when it comes to actually like retention rates and people being interested in Star Citizen and the amount of fans staying in the game, consistently playing the game, getting involved in content, getting involved in the actual, process of this, there is that element to it where you want these people to stick around. If every time they feel discouraged that they're losing their credit or their work that they've done, then they kind of drift towards other titles.
And that's because they are putting their expectations at the wrong place.
Too high. So so the counter argument to that is you're saying then, okay, basically what's happening is you've put your expectations way too high. It's still an alpha. Calm the down. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
And the people then that are grinding for all these credits, it's like you're telling them you're kind of wasting your time at this point. Like,
no, and this is where I'm on the same page as.
So that's where I'm thinking. Okay,
and this is where I'm on the same page as my buddies at Ultima Energy. I don't know if you know people like Sigalen, for example, or Jack Axton, right? So what we're seeing here, what we're thinking is that we don't see. And I think I'm speaking for them too, based on the conversations that we've had, especially with Sigalian. We don't see the current bills as we're grinding so hard and we're accumulating profit and we're advancing in it. No, for us, we see that as being training. It's training. We're learning to be as effective as possible. And it doesn't matter if there are patches that are going to be doing some wipes over. That's fine. Then we're going to make, let's say, for example, we ended up with 5 million alpha UEC after 3 months. We're going to try to get to 5 million after 2 months.
So what would you tell people that are actually grinding and get discouraged that they feel like their quote unquote
That
work gets erased? We just tell them,
as
hey,
that
chill out. This is
they are wrong.
training.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to realize.
That's why I'm telling them that.
I love it, dude. This is why I love you, man. Because you just this is great. You're very opinionated. This is wonderful, man. This is why I love having you on this podcast, man. This is why I love it. Like, I love our discussions. I disagree with only in the fact of the terms of, see, when I'm looking at it, I'm not even looking at it in terms of like the work that they're putting in the game being erased. I don't view it like that. To me, I'm looking at it from like a business standpoint. If I want to like sell the most that I can sell, if I want to be the most effective or productive I can in real life and make Star Citizen a success, I want to make sure that people are playing my game, even if it's an alpha, and I want people to stay in it. I want people to log in. I want people to talk about it. I don't want people to like drift and wander off and go to something else. So
yeah, but DG, you can't dance faster than the music.
Oh, yes, I can, dude. I've drank a lot of coffee this morning. You trust me, I can dance much faster than the music. No, but I get what you're saying.
You get what I mean, right?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
If it's not ready, it's not ready.
Tempo,
you can't ask.
Right. The tempo is the tempo. I can't dance a samba if there's like an orchestra playing a very slow.
Exactly, right.
Like march. I'm dancing the wrong dance. To the wrong music. I get you, dude. I love it, dude. I fucking love you. You're great.
Which is why I'm sorry, DG, but it's just what you are saying. The fact that CIG needs to retain their audience because people are discouraged. It's just right now, Star Citizen is not ready for that yet. It's as simple as that.
It's in my mind. It's like the way a developer would think is how you're speaking right now. And it's interesting to me because a developer would say exactly what you're saying is like, this is the music. This is the tempo. This is where we're at. You're going to have to get in alignment with it. On the sales side of it, the sales guy is saying, listen, we want to sell this. We want to like support the project. I don't care what song you're playing. Like, this is what we need to do to keep people here. And so change the song. And then the developer would say, this is the song. And then the sales guy would say, change the song. Like this is the fun argument that I think you and I are having right now, because I believe that if something doesn't change in the way that they view the people who are experiencing the game, then they're going to actually, cut their nose off to spite their face. The saying, like, you're actually hurting yourself more in the long run if you don't, like, in the same way that I view the content is the same way I'm looking at how they look at the people that are supporting, like the backers that are supporting the game, is the same way I'm looking at how they're kind of releasing the content as well. Like, they're looking at backers and they're saying, and again, I'll wrap it up here, but when I look at our discussion about the retention rates of people, my side argument is saying maybe you guys should approach this so that there's more there is actually some type of persistence to this alpha. Even though it is an alpha, I understand on the developer side, this is how games are produced. I get it. But we have to think about, this is not something that has been done before on this scale ever. And everybody's involved. It's all transparent, and we are trying to make this become a reality. So maybe it would be a good idea to keep people playing, to keep people interested, and put in actual persistence when it comes to certain types of mechanics in this alpha to keep people here and interested. Yeah.
DG, what if there's an exploit? And that's going to be all for this interesting debate here. You can find more of our conversation.
It was a wonderful time I had with Erad, by the way. Many more talks in the future with Erad on the podcast. That was a 50-minute podcast. If you guys are interested in hearing more of that, you can become a $5 member on YouTube, or you can become a $5 patron, and you'll have access to those podcasts. There's only 2 currently, but I plan on doing 2 every month and really booting that up. I love doing that podcast. It will continue forward, and it's always a good time. I love having Erad on it. I'm going to have him much more on it, but let's go right now. I wanted to look at some of these comments here, and it's interesting. Zaylin says, I'm a patron of DG's as well, so I watched the discussion between the two of you. I have to agree with DG on this one. And then when we go to, there's a lot of I agree with DG on this one. So I wanted to go to the poll and I wanted to see what people were saying on the poll. I think, Erad made this like a DG versus Eradicator kind of thing. I think in respect to my friend, the Eradicator, I think in a way we're both right on this. I think we can both be right on this. And I think that some work can actually be done to keep people playing the game and to, keep people interested and keep people spending and pledging so that the game gets produced. That's really where I'm coming from. I think Erad would in some ways agree with me on that as well. But here's the poll results so far that I can see on Erad's. And by the way, if you're on the stream now live, or if you're watching this video afterwards, because I do want to release this, I want to help the Eradicator out as well, take some of my fans and ship them on over to Erad's channel as well to help him out. We always help one another out here in our community. I want you guys to take this poll. Now, of course, I voted for myself. I guess I just went domineering like warrior mode, and I'm like, I'm gonna vote for me. But really, I'm feeling like I should vote for Erad now. So I'm changing because I feel like I want to give him that pity vote. I just raised you up by 1%, my friend. Oh, I love you, dude. So he says, following my debate with DG, who do you think was right? Only 13% said Erad, which I kind of found surprising. I actually found that very, very shocking. Mike says in the chat, the fun part is I don't disagree with DG either. Yeah. So like, this is interesting. There's a lot of people that can understand both of our viewpoints. And I think that's very rational to actually look at both of the viewpoints and be like, hey, both of these guys are right. Let's find like a happy median here, is something that I think is really constructive for the Star Citizen community. I think that voice, like our voices, Erad and mine and those of the community, should get out there to the developers so the developers can really think about a way in which they can capture the most people, but at the same time still test this in alpha. I think they're trying to do it. But then does it make persistence completely invalid? Because essentially what Erad's saying is because the exploit's going to hit on every patch, it's kind of like it's all hype, because essentially your work or your quote unquote work that you're putting in to grind for those credits is going to get wiped anyway. So I think they're trying to do both. I think that's currently what SIG is trying to do right now. But anyway, back to the poll here. 13% said Erad was right in his argument. 40. Wow. I've never won anything in my life, Erad. This is great. Thank you, dude. DG, 46% said DG. There should be persistence to keep our playtime meaningful. And then both of you, we got 20. That's cool. 30% almost said both of us. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That is very, very cool. Overall, I think that was a very important poll. I think that was pretty cool topic. And there's many, many, many more topics in that podcast. In fact, I want to go to it right now just to kind of see exactly the topics in the podcast, because there were other really great, let's see if I can get to this here. Patreon's very funny as far as the load times, man. Jack Conti really needs to work on that. Let's see here. So if I look at it, it says, we talk about the content that we've been seeing from Cloud Imperium lately, which was cool. Erad's criticisms of me being a white knight. Bobbleheads. We talked about Inside Star Citizen, about subscribers. We went over that, which was really cool. We laughed for like 2 minutes straight. We talked about the Carrick a little bit. We talked about mining. We talked about wallet-to-wallet transactions. Account balance persistency was what you guys heard. So the section of the podcast you guys heard was the middle of it, about 10 minutes, where we talked about account balance persistency fallacy is what we were talking about. And yeah, I got to go back to the poll because the Eradicator brought up something really interesting. I love his last option. We'll go over that as well. Then we talked about the retention rate, and we talked about gameplay. We talked about being content creators. We talked about the roadmap, Squadron 42, SIG management, staggered development. That was a jam-packed podcast. I had a great time. That was awesome. If you go back to the Eradicators poll, this is funny. His last selection was, I find both of you profoundly unlikable. 11% of people actually voted that we were unlikable. That's insane. 25 people said, I hate both you guys. That's like, wow, man. I don't know what to think about that. Is that I think that's the troll vote. I think there's a couple trolls, but I also think that there's some serious people that do not like either Erad or myself, or perhaps that number's elevated because I'm in the poll as well. So anyhow, oh my God, go over to Erad's channel, go vote on his poll right here. That I think that's an interesting, I'm going to post this as a video. My YouTube channel is like a follow-up, and promote my friend as well. And I think all in all, a great discussion was had by my friend Erad and myself. Halo says in the chat, the new ships are what is bringing me back, but I can't afford them. So I play a lot more when they are free fly. Yeah. Also, Halo, using the new rent system in the game is fantastic. So if you have not used that yet, Halo, you have access to rent ships in the game. Pretty cool. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about right there. Go over to Erad's channel, vote. He's doing really good. Like, he's doing very good. I'm very happy for him. And then don't forget to go to my channel as well in the community poll to vote on this new poll that we've got here that we're going to talk about probably Thursday. It seems like we almost have 100 votes right now. And that is about the amount of players that you would like to see in Star Citizen, which I think is a pretty interesting topic. It's been pretty slow. Like, besides the Carrick hitting, and by the way, I would like to tell you guys that the news about the Carrick being put into your hands came here first. I'm just saying. I am just saying. I got the first break on that story. I let everybody know the Carrick is here. So neener. Just saying. I was the first Star Citizen. I'm tooting my own horn. Professional. Anyhow, go over to this channel, vote on the poll. That's enough about that. We will talk about more Star Citizen when we go over the next poll, which is, how do you guys like that photo bomb right there? Is that a good photo bomb or what? That's super professional is what I'm saying right there. That photo bomb was well planned. By the way, so much has happened. My son had a birthday. We got some footage for our patron and members. My wife passed away on, this was many years ago. She passed away on February 17th. So that happened. My dad did as well on the same day, different year. So that happened. So a lot has happened. If you're wondering why the content was slightly slow, it's because there's been a lot happening in real life with me. But don't worry, guys. I'm always going to keep pushing the content out for you. We had a winner announced for our giveaway. We do have another giveaway, which is a Cutlass Red offered here by J Dubs. I want to thank J Dubs for offering us the ability to win a Cutlass Red, which is super awesome. See Rad, have a good day, man. He's got to get going. He lives over on the other side of the globe, so it's super late for him. Tell the wife and kids I said hello, bro. And then this poll right here is what I want to talk about next. Before we get into this Star Citizen content, DG in the morning, we get in other types of topics as well. And I have not been able to share a lot of these stories with you guys that interest me. Ash says, evening, DG, what is up, Ash? That is very nice of you to say hello to me. It's good to see you, Ash. Boom! What is going on? Hold on. I think it's time we get professional here. Hold on a moment. Oh my goodness. I do not know what to make of this news. Lucasfilm reveals how secretive Project Luminous will write new Star Wars history. This is a prequel to the prequel. A new story that picks up the Jedi and the High Republic area. For those of you who aren't Star Wars nerds like myself, this is pre-Phantom Menace. This is prequel of the prequel. Here's some art right here, some of the concept art that you guys can see. Also down below, I'm going to read a little bit this, and we're going to see a trailer. I'm excited about this. I am a Star Wars nerd. I didn't think the last Star Wars was that bad, honestly. I really didn't. I think they actually did a pretty good job on the last one. I might be the only one that thinks that way, but I didn't mind it. I also saw every single Star Wars, all 11 movies consecutively with my daughter, and got the Star Wars badge with her, and that was pretty interesting. But let's read. It says, at the 2019 Star Wars celebration last April, Lucasfilms and Disney Publishing announced an ambitious sounding plan to tell one cohesive story over a series of comic books, and if later rumors were to be believed, maybe more. Authors Cavan Scott, Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Older, and Charles Soule were involved in Project Luminous. The stories would begin launching in 2020, and that's where the opening scroll ended. No one knew what the story was about, when it was set, how it might thread through the Skywalker saga, or anything pertinent about what was in the works. But we do now! Let's watch it. Let's see what we think.
We're finding ourselves at a very exciting moment with the Skywalker saga coming to an end. We're at a place of what's next for Star Wars. One of the things we've always done is be able to use our franchise platforms to explore the creative potential in the Star Wars galaxy. And so what if publishing was more of an incubation place and bring in great talent and just let their imaginations run free? We put
I don't know if I'm liking this so far. It just went like to really exciting to like corporate Disney. Corporate Disney, here's a huge house. Like I'm not quite sure. I'm like liking the trailer was great to start, and then we're just kind of like
put together a really unique writer's room where we had diverse voices with very different opinions about Star Wars.
We all love Star Wars, but we're all coming in from very different places.
This has been a very free environment for everybody to just throw things out there.
We've all done lots of storytelling, but this is unique and really special.
The idea that this thing has been simmering for so long.
It's the secret history of the galaxy.
Yep, that goes way back.
You know, have they just gotten to the point where they told so much of the story that they decided to go way before the prequel? Like, they can't tell anything afterwards, so they're like, okay, let's just take the prequel of the prequel and let's just keep on going. Like, I don't think this story will ever end. I don't know if I'm okay with that or not. Like, I personally, after watching all 11 Star Wars with my daughter, I thought there was a cool generational feel about Star Wars, right? I grew up in the 80s. My dad took me to Star Wars. As 2000 hit, I took my kids to Star Wars. My kids will then take their kids to Star Wars. You know, I think that there is something very cool about that, other than the fact that Disney most times tends to spit all over the franchise, excluding Mandalorian. Okay, there was a jump the shark moment when they showed the Mandalorian's helmet coming off that I was very upset about. It's obvious what they're doing with the Baby Yoda to grab the women demographic. Okay, I'm going to look past it. Mandalorian, for the most part, at this point, solid. I'm hoping season 2 actually delivers. But like when we're talking about this, I almost feel like Disney went like super corporate and was like, okay, I'm going to do a prequel of a prequel, and we're just going to start there. We're going to build up 200 years prior to the Menace, and we're going to tell an entire news story from that point. And I don't know if I want the prequel of the prequel, or I don't know if I want like what happens after the last 11th movie of Star Wars. I'm not quite sure which direction, but yeah, like Chris is saying ago, it makes more sense now to say long ago in a galaxy far farther away. Like I'm not quite sure where I'm landing on this, other than the fact that I do dig that it's generational. I don't like that Disney generally screws things up. I'm not quite sure I like the prequel. I think I would like it past the last of the movies, but we'll see here. I hope they don't continue the corporate like lingo jingo jar stuff, you know, like
to the beginning of Star Wars.
We gave them essentially a blank slate. What would you like to tell?
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice.
A line that we've been hearing since 1977, and we thought, you know, what does that look like?
It is a golden age where there's much more peace and calm in the galaxy. So we're calling it the High Republic.
The description that we've used for the Jedi of this era is that they are the Jedi Knights of the Round Table.
But Star Wars isn't just about Jedi, and we will tell stories of
I hope it's not like a super feel-good SJW event. Like, I'm really hoping that they don't go, you know, oh, the high order, everything's great in this beautiful socialist world. Like, please don't make it political. Please don't make this like no action, no drama, everything's perfect. Like, God, please. Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting right now.
New smugglers, new scoundrels, new bounty hunters.
The threat and the tension really comes from the Republic's borders, because the Republic does not extend from one side of the galaxy to the other.
It's a bit of a Wild West new frontier. We see a different kind of Jedi that patrols the frontiers. It is more of a...
All right, and can we focus on the characters this time so you can make it right from the very beginning? You know, what Mandalorian's doing is good, because they're actually like focusing on character development, and that's where the actual story lies, is the characters. You know, like, let's not forget the very basic of telling a story, the actual characters and the growth of the characters, not just all the flish and the flash and the Jar Jar Binkses. We want character development. We want to feel for the character. We want to be in their shoes. Like, that is the magic. Sometimes when people get so big and corporate, they forget about that. You know, it's as simplistic as that when you're telling a story.
Texas Ranger.
We're now bringing in concept artists, illustrators, and visualists, the same way that you would when you're making a movie.
We even had Ian McKay come down and just do sketch after sketch for us. When you have the guy who designed the look for Darth Maul sketching Jedi for you, it doesn't get any cooler than this.
All right, that's cool.
The scale of this initiative is really new for us. We're going to have stories for adults and teens and kids.
We're building this out simultaneously.
No. I get it. It's kid oriented. I was a kid when I saw it, and I understand that, but there has to be some adult layering into this. I don't want it just like super kids, super teens. There has to be some type of like adult feel to this too. You understand?
Across multiple publishers. It gives us the ability to tell vast interconnected stories across multiple years. There will be a core group of heroes that will expand over time. There'll be villains.
Our main villain are the group called the Nile. We kind of like to refer to them as Space Vikings.
Their motto is, you can't take it with you, but we can take it from you.
All right, but make them really scary. I want kids to have nightmares. Make them so scary that kids are having nightmares. Make this a completely different Star Wars. No, that would never work, would it? Am I going a little too demon mode here? I think I went a little dark. Sorry about that, kids.
Our story starts with what we're calling the Great Disaster.
It wouldn't be Star Wars without adventure. And there's definitely a series of events that will spin the galaxy.
Boy, that looks familiar. Jesus, that's like they take that directly from Star Citizen. It looks like, like, what is that?
Galaxy into a dangerous new direction, and it'll give the opportunity for heroes to rise up.
The cool thing about this is that there's going to be
if you guys aren't here live and not watching the chat, my chat's basically saying F Disney in the chat right now. Oh my goodness. They have a lot of ground to make up to win over the hearts of those people that they have completely trampled upon. They did a really bad job once they bought this from Lucas, and I can't blame Lucas. Lucas probably got a huge payday for this, but like I feel like his initial vision like basically got pooped on. I wonder if Lucas is really upset. I don't know if there's any information out there on that, but maybe something I'm going to look into is like I wonder how Lucas is feeling now about his franchise.
Story for every Star Wars fan. It's really fun to be able to keep readers on their toes. This era is ripe for storytelling. The eureka moment was the question, what scares the Jedi? And that made us all go, ooh, something wicked this way comes.
Make it really scary, dudes, in the best way that you can, in the most un-PC way that you can. Because like if it starts getting PC, too PC, and it's gonna put a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if you're watching this after the live stream, because I'm very curious as to what you think in general with what's going on in terms of Disney and Star Wars. This new series is going to be released that they're calling I'm getting a phone call from Christy. Hold on a moment. Let's see what's going on here. You guys are in for a special treat. Hey honey, I'm streaming right now. Would you like to say hi to everybody? Yeah. She's sick, by the way, everyone. She's completely sick. I'm streaming. You just want to say hi real quick? I'll hold you up to the microphone, okay? Hold on. In fact, I'm going to put you on the speaker here for you. Just like we're talking about Star Wars. We're geeking out right now. Okay, here you go.
Hi.
You sound... Oh, my goodness.
I'm homesick, hon. Why would I want to say?
You don't sound any better. You really sound kind of...
No, I don't feel any better.
Oh.
If this antibiotic doesn't kick in soon, I'm gonna scream.
I told them how you were sick Sunday over the weekend, and she's really not feeling much better. So I hope you get better, babe.
All right, I love you. Call me when you
I love you. I'll call you when I'm finished with my friends.
All right.
Okay. All right, babe. Bye. That's my girl. She was upset at me, by the way, because like I hadn't seen her in 2 weeks. And oh my God, like I missed out on Valentine's Day because my son and I had coronavirus. And oh my goodness. Yeah, that was my girlfriend, Christy, of 5 years. And then I had one of my friends asking, I think it was Ash, who's here right now live on stream. What's up, Minxie? How you doing? Good to see you. My friend Ash, he was like, can I ask you a personal question, DG? And I said, sure, dude. What's up? And Ash was like, you're always saying you're driving up there to Cleveland to visit Christy. Like, why doesn't she come down here? And that's because she's like has extreme fear of cars. And I'm always doing all the driving. Sometimes I feel like Uber. So that's why I'm always driving up there for the weekend. And some weekends, like I get to stay home. And then when I do, I feel like I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to stream. We're going to have a good streaming weekend. But most weekends I'm like up there. So like I'll post videos on the YouTube channel for you guys when I'm out. And, but anyway, that was the end of the Star Wars. This is the end of the Star Wars topic. What's up, geek? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. She sometimes does Anarchy, because she wants to check up on me. Anarchy says she should be watching the stream. And yeah, Christy does sometimes, because I'll notice like with the Twitch ban that happened when I was talking about the booby streamers, she didn't agree with me. She thought I should have got banned. She wasn't in my corner. And I was just like, I can't believe. See, Christy always takes the opposite side of the argument for me. She's very feisty, Christy. And, that's one of the things with our relationship sometimes that really rubs me the wrong way is like, I really want her sometimes to be in my corner, and most times she's like, well, this is why you're wrong. And I'm going to tell you, but I love her for it because it makes me a better person. It makes me stronger. It makes me fight. We're fighters. Her and I are fighters. We're Irish, and I'm Italian. She's Irish and English. We're fighters. That's what we do. And sometimes it's just kind of hot. Other times frustrating. So I know she's watching right now. Christy, I love you. I'm just sending out love. She'll probably be mad about this too, but it's okay. It's okay, honey. I'm wrong. You're right. Everybody knows it. And we're moving past it. So next topic. So I hope she gets better, man. She was so sick on Sunday. It was really not a fun time. I got to talk about this. This is insanity. This next video here we're going to do for the YouTube's insanity. Let's get professional. Jake Paul, yes. I don't know if you guys know who Jake Paul is, brother of Logan Paul, internet sensations on YouTube. They're in their 20s, living it up, living that special, popular, rich YouTube life, man. Jake, who is, I wouldn't say the more unsuccessful of the brother, has decided to create a financial freedom movement where he's telling people that he will help you become rich. This man knows nothing about finances at all. This man knows nothing about anything regarding the financial world. And he has, I can't show it because I'll get hit with copyright strikes up the wazoo. But he's got his own website here. And I've been watching other YouTubers who have bought on to this $20 package on sale down from $40. And when they are logging in after they buy this from him, it is so scammy. Like, it is the biggest scam that I've seen in my life. I'll show a little bit of this. See if we can look into what it is.
We're entitled and
okay. This is the biggest, like, this gives my kids a bad name. This is the very epicenter of what most people think about millennials. And it's a terrible thing to happen to this generation, to have this guy be the spokesman for the generation that my kids live in, because they look at this guy and they even know, they're like, this guy's trash. Why is he giving like advice? Listen to his reasoning for why you should buy his program to make it.
Lazy. They tell us to go to college, get a job, retire at 65. How's that working out for us? Are your parents happy? Are they living the life they wanted? There's over $1 trillion in student.
Are your parents happy? F those guys. Don't do anything traditionally. Don't go to college, kids. Don't study. Don't study for whatever it is that you're passionate about. Just make it rich. Make it rich like me. Make it easy and simple and rich. Your parents, they did it the hard way. Don't worry about putting in the work to do what needs to get done in life to make it. No. You're going to do it my way. You're going to buy the $20 package and you're going to make it rich by simply buying my $20 financial freedom movement package.
Student loan debt and people with outdated education who can't even get a job for the student loans they took out that now haunt them for life. Maybe we're too young to have experienced this yet, but if you're not, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I've had enough of it. Our generation is better than this. We deserve better. We're smarter. So what's the solution?
We deserve better. We're smarter. This is so entitled. This is so much entitled BS that I have ever heard in my life. This kid literally made it on YouTube by doing nothing but other than being a brother of Logan Paul. He has done nothing to contribute to actually put in the work that's needed to get the kind of like money this kid's getting is a miracle. This kid won the lottery, and now he's going to tell you how to essentially make it in this world. This kid who has done nothing in this world to really prove himself and to make legitimate strides in the financial world is now going to tell you how to make it for $20 a month.
We need to create a movement for our generation, one that inspires people to take action to achieve their dreams, not the dreams our parents have for us or our society. We need a movement that inspires people to live life on their terms, not someone else's. A movement that anyone who's courageous enough to follow can have a much higher chance of becoming financially free from the societal cookie-cutter 9-to-5 jobs we are all told to have.
I love this. I love this stock footage, man. I love the stock footage, and check out the background and everything. You know, he's like chilling out. He's got the like wood paneling and the large screen TV. He showed the like super rich car, and you know, he's showing people at their work. They can't stand their job. You know, this guy's so clueless. He has no grasp on reality. And like the people that actually fall for this guy, I mean, his audience is 12-year-olds. His audience are kids sitting down watching his videos. What are they going to do? Mom, can I borrow the credit card so I can sign up for this amazing? Like, you know how many kids probably bought into this? If I was a parent of the kids, I'd be so ticked off that my kid actually bought into this douche. It's ridiculous, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. Are you with me? Did you see that? Like you know how I found this initially was on PewDiePie's channel, and he's going after him, which PewDiePie, honestly, as much as I love PewDiePie, employs similar tactics, you know, when it comes to actually bringing in people and sublimating them into his bro clan. But he doesn't do this. You know, I at least respect PewDiePie for not having like his own financial site telling people how to get rich. But did you see that at the end? Like he licks his lips. Like look at this. Like I love this because PewDiePie like he's like he just can't wait for that money to roll in. Look at this. Did you see that? Watch it. Are you ready? Are you with me?
Future is in our hands.
Watch. Like, So tell me what you think down in the comments below when this stream hits to video. To me, this is garbo. This is complete garbo. I can't believe this is happening and the people are just putting money into this. I hope that there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are trying to make people aware that this is very scamaz. And good for them for doing it. And if you want to see what actually happens after you purchase this and see the 8 professionals that are giving their advice, when he says that there's a dozen, he goes, we have a dozen professionals. And when you go in there, there's 8. So perhaps maybe know basic arithmetic before you start a financial freedom movement, Mr. Paul. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. All right, enough of that. Oh my goodness, let's get back to just chilling out. Woo! You guys having a good DG in the morning time with me? I am. I'm having a great time with you guys. I got my coffee. I got my family here chilling out with me. I want to tell you guys thank you for just having the time in your day just to chill out with me. Like it's so much better here on YouTube to stream. I'm telling you, I'm having such a better time here on YouTube than Twitch. You know, I think the ban was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was a blessing in disguise. I'm getting like 30 to 50 people on the morning streams. On the ISCRs, we're getting damn near 100 people showing up on the streams. We're killing it. We're doing great. Like this is just a morning stream with 30 people on a Tuesday. You know, if I was on Twitch, probably have like 10 to 20. So, you know, it's great to have the amount of people here just chilling out. I haven't streamed in forever, in over a week. So just starting again, fresh and new, and instantly having 30 people here. Why wouldn't I do this more often? I'm trying to develop a schedule for you guys so that the streams are more consistent. Head over to my Patreon page. The more financial support I get, the more our schedule becomes a reality. I have a goal at the $400 mark. Once that we hit that mark on our Patreon page, I can say, okay, I can sacrifice the amount of time to make an official schedule. And I want to announce that. I want to get that out there. I want to do Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday streams. But in order for me to do that, to lock that down for you guys, I got to have that financial support because I can't do it unless I get to that point because I got real life bills. I got to eat, you know, this type of stuff. And I want to give you like consistency. So if you're not, consider it. It would surely help out. You'd also get access to the podcast. And I want to give away coming up in March. By the way, we are having a giveaway for a Star Citizen Cutlass Red and a Mustang Alpha. And I also want to give away in March like some swag. So I want to give away some DG merch to you guys. Just give it out and have like little contests here and there for shirts and mugs and stuff and get the name out there to help us grow. And the momentum that we have currently is like off the charts. We're doing really good time in terms of the numbers here, and the amount of people coming to the channel it's like better than it's ever been. And this is with me not putting down a solid schedule. Could only imagine what it would be once we get the schedule completed. So let's get to our next story. I am looking forward to this game so much. The Eradicator actually tipped me off to this because I wasn't even really aware that we were getting into it. But let us get professional and let's go on with another story. All right, guys, I've been looking forward to this. A lot of my fans have been looking forward to this. Those that are watching me for Star Citizen are very much looking forward to this game. A lot of you know about this game. I want to talk a little bit about what is in store for you in Flight Simulator. Microsoft's Flight Simulator 2020 looks fantastic. I don't know if you guys have seen the graphics yet, but it is so beautiful. Also wants me to get a Thrustmaster and get back to my HOTAS once again. But let's watch this developer video, which is about 8 minutes long, and they talk about airports, and we'll talk about it together as we watch. Looks fascinating. Wow.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this new episode of the Feature Discovery series. I am Sven Mestas, lead game designer at Asobo Studio. In this episode, I'm going to talk about airports in the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. First, I'll begin by presenting how we are covering the various types of airports, both geographically.
Don't worry, it gets more interesting. It gets much more interesting.
And by scale. Then, I'll explain the work pipeline to treat each of these airports from being aerials to their final state in Flight Simulator. Finally, I'll present to you airport life and talk about services, ground traffic, and air traffic. The previous version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, FSX, simulated more than 24,000 airports. The new Flight Simulator features all the airports in the world, including 37 manually edited airports.
That's ridiculous. 37,000 manually edited airports. 37,000 airports in the game.
This coverage begins at small countryside.
Wow, look at that.
All the way to huge international airports.
That's real. That looks like real footage.
Geographically, you'll find airports all over the world, nestled on small islands, adjacent to major cities.
It's ridiculous.
On mountainsides. North and South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Oceania.
Did you see that storm? Did you see that storm? Holy mother. That looks amazing. Wow. Wow. From small strips to huge international airports, man.
Before editing airports, we needed to first create a database. We started from the FSX collection and decided to add more airports to give better coverage and a larger amount of locations to explore. After lots of triage and selection, we edited 37,000 airports.
Wow.
In order to reach a new level of reality in flight simulation, we needed a new approach. That's why we decided to.
So Microsoft has actually mapped the Earth, by the way. So this is real data, real satellite imaging that they're using. And, you know, it's all geographically correct.
To innovate by editing airports from real aerials and satellite pictures. This technique involves editing each airport manually, which means particular attention to details has been given to every single one of them, to bring them a step closer to reality. This work has never been done at this scale, and that's why we needed to create a specific tool for developers to handle airport editing.
So this tool that they created, it edits the satellite image. It gives each airport additional detail and information like how each airport taxis their planes. It defines materials for runways, their effects on landing your plane, the colors, the contrast, and smaller details like windsocks and taxi signs and vehicles and light generation are all added by artists. It's insane.
Now, I'll take you through this edition process. This pipeline has been used for every single airport. Step 1 is to trace logical elements straight on the Bing map aerial.
I mean, that is in the game. Look at that. Would you look at that? That is fantastic.
We begin by drawing the airport perimeter, which will force the building
so
type
here they're showing the tool
when it will occur. Next, we draw the runway with as much accuracy as available by defining its real length and width. Its orientation will determine its numerical markings
Look at that.
according
Wow.
to magnetic north. After that, we define taxiways based on the real ones, which will be used for ground traffic, air traffic, ATC, and Simmers. We place the parking spots at the exact same place of the existing ones. Finally, we reproduce markings on the apron. The second part is defining surfaces. According to the observed material on Bing aerials...
Right, Jared? Jared's like, as a real-life pilot and aircraft owner, I gotta say, I'm stoked about FS 2020. I am too. I am too, Jared. I've been a FS and X plane user forever, and this blows my mind. Yeah, this is going to be, I think, the best flight simulator ever. I really do. I think this is going to be next level amazingness. I really, really do, Jared. Yeah, this is going to be real flight as well, Jay. Jay's asking. Yes, it is.
Its surfaces. It can be grass.
I mean, you can have that option.
Concrete, dirt, etc. This process allows us to capture the real identity of the runway and to apply accurate materials onto it. Of course, it leads to different behaviors, impacting the landing gear grip, for instance.
That's what I find interesting is like the actual materials or the terrain where you're flying down and landing, whether it's a pad or a dirt road or a grass patch, affects how your plane lands. Also with weather, which is really a nice feature. Those are great features.
Visual artifacts on the grass, such as planes, we draw perimeters to remove them. The final part is the post-processing. These steps are automatically performed by our algorithms. The runway slope is applied for chart references. Materials are applied on generated objects, allowing us, for instance, to see reflections on runways, wet materials, tire marks, etc. The visual artifacts on concrete are automatically removed.
Like Slim is saying in chat right now. He's played all of them, and he said, this is awesome, and I can't wait to try it in VR. Oh, that just got me really excited.
Contrast and colors are adjusted to match real life. Names are
I don't think you can walk around yet, Chris, like in the airport. They do add some pretty interesting realism, to make you feel like you're like human, which is they add ambient life with vehicles and drivers in the vehicles and workers that walk along and baggage carts and fuel trucks and services when you're parked, so there's some kind of elements of the gameplay that make you feel like you're in the plane, but they don't have, a body moving around where you can walk out and go over and grab some lunch in one of the airports, that would be the ultimate. That would be the ultimate. No, I don't have Oculus. Chris is asking if I have Oculus. No, I would love it. I would love it though.
Animated windsocks.
Maybe I should save up for it.
Well.
This is amazing. Like the wind, like the old flight simulator, wind obviously is going to affect your flight. Wind and weather.
We also improve the light generation by having them spawning along the runways and taxiways.
Look at that. Oh, man. You should see some of these shots. I think they get into it, but some of these like areas, like just amazing. The realism when you're flying around, it looks so real playing this game.
Because some airports deserve more attention, we made a selection of 80 airports based on the most played and busiest ones. We gave these airports more realism by naming the taxiways and signs according to official IDs and providing them more accurate surface definition. Beyond that, in order to take things further, we created a top-level category. We defined a final selection made of iconic airports and dressed them up to reach a new level of realism in flight simulation. We created and placed unique buildings and props matching reality, transcribing their identity and their ambience, and we even terraformed some landscapes to nest them in their real environment.
Wow, that water. The texturing of the water is ridiculously
Now,
insane.
let's talk about airport life. Life is supported in every airport of the game according to the size. As in FSX, we kept the ambient ground traffic in airports, but we've made improvements. We filled airport parking lots with vehicles to provide a more realistic look. We tweaked vehicle behavior. They come and go on taxiways, but now they stop at all shots, even if the runway is free, and they are able to turn on their lights at night. We included workers as well.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, Chris.
Various points, bringing life to the apron. Services are now accessible from the ATC on a specific ground frequency. We kept services which were already set in FSX, but made various improvements. Gateways have new
Here's your
visuals
services,
and a more realistic way to attach exit doors, fitting more precisely with the fuselage.
I like that. Dude, that looks amazing. That looks so good. Hey, DY, welcome to the stream, man.
Pushback vehicles now feature drivers. The baggage service has workers
That looks
as well,
so slick.
and we set a realistic trail behavior on
that
baggage
looks
cars.
so slick. Microsoft's Flight
Fuel
Simulator
services
2020
have been
Anarchy.
improved as well.
So
When a fuel truck
nice.
arrives,
Look at the lens
it
flares,
plugs
man.
itself to
Look
the
at that.
refueling hose. It automatically opens the fuel panel, allowing you to tweak your fuel settings. The same panel is open when you go to the fuel station with your aircraft. We added some services in order to allow you to complete your ground handling in a more realistic way.
Get out. Wow.
You can now call a ground power unit, which will be plugged into the aircraft through a cable. A ramp trunk is not available when you are on the right parking spot type.
Look at
We added as well an animated catering truck.
It's insanity, man. It's just insanity.
All of these services are now exposed in XML and are customizable using the SDK tools. Is it possible as
So
well to
you can
create small
actually
scripted behaviors
customize. You can actually customize your own experience as well with the SDK tools for in XML format, like which is really just like such a cool feature.
with your own objects and animations and to place them where you want.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
As you may have noticed, there are no parked planes all over the apron. These aircraft are actually part of the traffic. They can be called by the ATC, which means that they will perform some ground services on their own to get ready for a flight. They will then taxi to the old shot to queue before taking off. We hope you enjoyed this look into Microsoft Flight.
And they're talking about the multiplayer aspects of this as well, so that not only are you worried about the AI and the AI planes that are around there waiting to land because they're going through the cycle of landing and refueling and going through the services, but also people, also other pilots, gamers that log in as well. So this title really excites me. And I'm glad Erad tipped me off on this because this is something I'm going to get, man. Just like chilling out, like looking at some of the shots. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to put some in the description below because this is just looking amazing. Everything about this game is attractive to me. Everything about it. And, I should really talk to my friend Jiru, who I've known forever because he works at Microsoft. He was involved with Forza. And I wonder if he's got any involvement with the Flight Sim 2020 happening here, because I'd really like to get an inside scoop from him. So I'll talk to him about it, see what if he's even involved with that in any way, and get any information that I can on this title. But wow, guys. Wow. It's just looking so good. Just looking so good. All right, guys, I'm telling you, that is one title that I will pick up, and I can't wait to play that on stream for you guys and just chill out, talking BS and flying planes, listening to music. That's gonna be a really cool time. Definitely gonna be a great time. This was a funny little article here. No Man's Sky is still the best for taking amazing photos. Like, to me, looking at this is hilarious to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to hate on No Man's Sky. Well, let's be honest. Yes, I am. You know, if you're looking at these pictures, they don't look that great to me. No Man's Sky is kind of got that cartoony, like, Fortnite appeal to me when it comes to a space game. I respect what it's trying to do. I respect the fact that the developer came back to the title to upgrade it. I really do, when everybody was pounding them. But the pictures themselves do not look that amazing to me. And some people might say, you're insane, DG. Like, why don't you think these pictures are amazing? It just looks too cartoony to me. Like, No Man's Sky has always looked really cartoony to me. You want to see pictures that excite me, that get me really interested? Let's talk about, let's say this. This is a picture that excites me. This is something that interests me. How about that one? There we go. Oh, how about that one? These are all pictures from my own personal gameplay of Star Citizen. You want to talk about something that gets me excited when you're taking pictures? I'm talking Star Citizen right now. Now, if you're going to compare that to, say, this, I'm going to tell you all day long, Song, that this looks a hell of a lot better than that. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, look at some of the shots that I've gotten here. Look at, I mean, come on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all these wonderful pictures I've gotten from this game. There's no way there's any comparison when you're talking about just the looks and the amount of detail that Star Citizen has. I get it. They're two different games, but come on, give me a break. That article really ticks me off because I'm thinking to myself, this guy doesn't know what looks good versus what doesn't look good. This looks good here. Okay. These look good, right? Okay. Wonderful. There I am driving, by the way. That was fun. And then this looks terrible. Okay. This is not what I would call anything that looks great. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Just plain doesn't look. Here, let's try it again. Let's see what everybody in the chat says. There's some, there I am shopping in my political mode. There I am having a great time being a pirate. Like there I am flying a Gladius, having a good time. Look at these shots, would you? And you tell me what game you'd rather be playing, that one or this. Would you like to be flying around in a cartoon spaceship, putting out light trails? Like what is going on? What is going on? None of these pictures appeal to me. None of them appeal to me. While I respect what No Man's Sky is trying to do, they do have some interesting game mechanics. I wouldn't say that like these pictures are fantastic. Like, oh, look at these pictures. Oh, they're amazing. Oh my goodness. I can't. And then boom, I'm going to level it. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to own it. Look at that. Come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at this. These are all my experiences in Star Citizen that I wanted to put out there for you guys so you can see the level of detail, so you can see how a real space game should look. This is the way that it should look. Do you understand? I love that one when Christy that was when Christy played it. I had such a blast making that video. Look at this. Okay, now here we go again. Let's compare. Let's look at this. What are we talking about, people? Like, what kind of it just gets me upset. Christopher Livingston of PC Gamer. Well, that explains it. I wipe my. Never mind. Now I understand. Now it all makes sense to me. Now it all makes sense to me. Now I kind of understand why this is even an article. But when I see articles like these, it just makes me want to retch because I think to myself, like, how many of these guys have actually played games that are space games? Do they even understand what's out there? Do they understand what's available? And why are they reporting in such a manner? It really stop it. Christopher Livingston, please stop it. Write about something else, Christopher. To me, it doesn't seem like you understand what's out there. Maybe take some time to actually play some games. Okay? Then come back and maybe write a new article And then maybe I might read it. Probably not after this. Just saying. That's my 2 cents on that. That's all I have to say about that. It's ridiculous to me. This is a crazy story. EA becomes the latest studio to back out of a con over the coronavirus. Corona, stop doing what you're doing. Why do people eat bats? I don't understand what's going on here. It's called a pandemic, DG. You know, this is the thing. I get so nervous about this. I am such a germaphobe. And for this thing to start spreading the way that it has me completely in knots. I'm watching the economy getting hit, you know, trading. People are worried because obviously like half of the world's goods gets exported out of China. And you're seeing people in all industries, including construction, one of the most heavily hit sectors, because everything that comes out of China needed for construction in the US is ridiculous. Do you know that America actually imports rock? Like, we import China's rocks for our marble, for our kitchen tabletops, you know, for countertops. My mom works in the industry as an interior designer, and she couldn't get a tabletop because it was coming from China. And I thought to myself, like, wow, you know that our labor is way too expensive when somebody in China is mining the rock, ships it on a boat over the Pacific, and then puts it up for sale to the United States, and it's still cheaper than what we can do in our own country. Like, that is insane. That is insane. And now because of coronavirus, not only is the construction industry getting hit and the retail sector getting hit, the game industry is now getting hit. And to me, my son goes to a public school. My daughter's going to college right now. And it's just a very scary, scary time right now. I'm trying not to feed into it, but I think I don't think I've taken this seriously enough. I don't think I've taken this virus seriously enough until recently. And I'm starting to worry about this. This story says that in Boston, a PAX East has already felt the effects of multiple companies from Sony to Square Enix backing out over coronavirus fears, whether the fears of employees catching it and inadvertently spreading it or just being blamed for it now. Now the GDC has fallen into attendee sites as EA has withdrawn from the convention. So EA has withdrawn. Gilbert reports that Sony, Kojima, and Facebook had already canceled their attendance at the San Francisco event in March, making EA the latest to do so. So EA is not the first, and I don't think it will be the last. Having closely followed the global situation with coronavirus and with the recent escalation of cases in new regions, we have decided to take additional steps to protect the well-being of our employees, including the restrictions of all non-essential travel. Jesus. Coronavirus. Like, man, it's a bummer. It's a huge bummer. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. And Jared's saying that he's lost $2,000 in the stock market in 2 days. Yeah, Jared, pull out for a little bit, dude. That's what she said. No, seriously, I would take your money and maybe put it in gold for a little bit. My advice, I'm not a professional, but I hear gold's a nice little safe play when times get scary. Anything that you can drop on your foot and say, ow, as far as a commodity is concerned, is a good time to invest in those things when the future is uncertain and events like this happen. Always put it in commodities. But frankly, I would just take my money completely out until I've got a better grasp on what is going on with the market, as it were. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's going to get, you know what? I predict that the market will get hit at least another, like as far as the Dow's concerned, in the points, I think it'll get hit with another like 20 to 25% in losses, at least until things start to find some type of stable ground, some footing. So yeah, if you are involved in the market, just be very careful right now. Coronavirus has just basically begun. I think coronavirus is here to stay. relative amounts of deaths, aren't much more than your average flu. But the fact that this virus seems to me to mutate almost all the time is kind of a scary thing. Makes me think that perhaps it's like a man-made thing. That's the conspiracy theorist in me. But it is an unknown factor. And I think that's the thing that scares me the most about coronavirus. That and the fact that my son cannot keep his fingers out of his mouth. Sorry, Devin. But you do bite your nails a lot. And I know your friends do watch, so don't make fun of them for that, or I'll find you. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. You got to be careful these days what you say. It was a joke. So yeah, I tell you what, the coronavirus is something that I did actually a video about a week and a half ago. It's doing amazingly well. I hate that it is, because it's not anything that I was like, ooh, yay, a coronavirus story is doing well. It's just the fact that so many people continually look it up, and it has to do with the transportation of those that are speculative cases. They're not even sure if they have them, hauling people off in these cubes. I did that story on the channel a while ago, and I just want to tell you guys that I was a little concerned. Some of the information that I dug up was concerning to me on how China is handling the situation. So it's not surprising to me to see this thing start spreading the way that it has, because China completely botched this one up. They really did. They really, really did. World Health Organization not calling it a pandemic yet. I'm not quite sure. I might be wrong on that. That might have changed within the past few hours, but it's at the point where I think it's about to tip over, and then we're gonna all have to worry about this virus, and that's no fun. That's no fun. Being in America right now, we're on the opposite end of the world. We tend to be the ones that get hit last with these types of things. When something happens on the opposite side of the world, that's the way a virus operates. It usually like spreads out from the epicenter, and those farthest away reap the benefits of not having to worry about it as much. But I think very shortly you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of Americans that are going to be getting the virus, and Canadians and Mexicans and people in South America. And right now it's hitting pretty hard in South Korea. Italy has a little outbreak. And it makes me all types of uncomfortable feeling about this virus just spreading. I feel like I'm getting sick already. I just got done being sick with Devin. Don't be giving me corona. Don't give me corona. I can't take it anymore. My son was sick. I was sick. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't need to get hit up with the coronavirus. What a crappy way. What a crappy time that would be. Oh God, people wearing masks in America, breathing masks and apparatuses and stuff. Christy was saying how, she was sick Sunday real bad. She went into the emergency room because she was not feeling good, and they put a mask on her. So now it's happening in hospitals and emergency rooms and stat cares in America, where when people are coming in and they're not feeling good, they just give you a mask and they tell you to wear it. You got to wear it. And man, I don't know, man. I miss the days I grew up. All we had to worry about back in the day was nuclear annihilation from Russia in the 80s, and now we've got that and much more to worry about. Like that I felt like that was going to go away. That just kind of came back. And now we got to worry about coronavirus on top of it. So I don't want to talk about that anymore. I do want to say, though, thank you, everybody, for joining me here on today's stream. We have gone through the entire platter of delicious goodies. I will be posting all of this on my YouTube channel. Please bookmark the channel. Please consider becoming a patron. You will have awesome benefits. If you're a $5 member, you can get the podcast. I would like to thank everybody who joined me here today. Always a good time. And let's get us to that next goal so that I can create a schedule and do this for a living Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and have a good time with you guys and chill out. I want to thank you guys for showing up. I also want to thank the YouTube members that push the join button. I want to thank everybody that helps support me. Thank you guys. And not a lot of action. I didn't see any subscribers or anything really happen today. Same names up there that I saw when I started the stream, but it doesn't matter to me. Just the fact that you guys showed up and had a good time. I super appreciate you guys. Thanks for helping me out. And I will try and get another morning stream on Thursday, but for sure we will have another stream for Inside Star Citizen review on Thursday after Inside Star Citizen lands, which I'm just having a hell of a time. I love it. I absolutely love hanging out and doing that show for you guys. 1.1 thousand views on the last Inside Star Citizen review, the highest viewed Inside Star Citizen review ever. Also breaking a record with 110 people on stream for the Inside Star Citizen review last Thursday. Thank you guys. You guys rock. Today, super chill stream, 30 people, more than we get on Twitch. I love it. It's a good time. Lots of content to land on the YouTube channel from this. That's the way we do it. Professional. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. Party it up in the Discord. If you aren't there, don't worry. We have a good time. Cutlass Red giveaway. Don't forget about that. If you remember, I love you guys. I will see you on the next vid or stream.